NFTs are one of the most absurd things that I have ever heard of, and they're coming to Magic the Gathering. So buckle up. Magic. I am a wizard. History. I'm an old wizard. The Magic Historian. My bones hurt. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. Welcome to my video where we are going to talk about NFTs and MTG. We're going to take all these letters and we're going to cram them together into a sandwich of understanding for you. Now, bear in mind that I am no expert. So if you're somebody who really knows a lot about this, I might sound like a dullard. I'm going to explain this in a very basic way that hopefully everybody can understand. And also keep in mind, like I said, I'm not an expert. So if anything doesn't make sense, feel free to do your own research on the internet, because non-fungible tokens are a crazy mind-blowing concept. And I remember when I first saw the term non-fungible, I'm so ignorant that I went, wait, does this have something to do with fungus? Does this protect against fungus? Because fungicide destroys fungus, right? So a non-fungible token must be a token that doesn't get fungus on it? Are we talking about like tokens for the subway that don't get moldy? Like, what's going on here? I really had no concept of what an NFT was. So to break down what the terminology means, it breaks down into two different chunks, the token part and the non-fungible part. So non-fungible, the simplest way I can think of to describe it is simply a unique object, or like there's no way to replace it. There's only like one of them, one of a kind, right? So a great example of that would be pieces of artwork, right? When it comes to particular paintings, there's only one in existence. Pick your favorite piece of artwork. There's only one of them that exists. Sure, there can be prints done of it and everything else, but the original actual painting is irreplaceable. There's only one of them. And that's essentially what the idea of non-fungible is. So it's not something that's mass-produced, there's a ton of. It is singularly unique. There will be no other. So the non-fungible part means unique. The token part has to do with this whole new wave of cryptocurrency that we're seeing and using a similar concept that sounds fancy called the blockchain. So in real simple terms, the idea behind a blockchain is kind of like the same way that banks operate. So when it comes to your money and dealing with banks, you guys know obviously every transaction, boom, everything is kept, like they kept meticulous records of everything to make sure you have the money you say that you have and you're able to pay for things and all these transactions to go through. So the bank acts as a middleman that keeps everything flowing. Now, the idea of the blockchain is instead of using a bank to keep track of every transaction, you're using a whole bunch of computers that are located all over the world that use a public record of everything that's ever happened in terms of transactions. So it is not specifically done by one organization. It's done by a whole bunch of different computers that do the same sort of authenticity verification processes, right? So the idea behind a non-fungible token is this is something that's not money, but that is verified using the same systems and can be traded from person to person. Now that we've gotten the most complex part of all this out of the way, let's talk about why the whole concept is absolutely absurd. And it's the form of ownership that you get with NFTs that is really absurd to me. So it doesn't convey ownership in terms of like copyrights or anything like that. It just conveys ownership of the item in a very weird sort of I can trade this around way. So for example, a recent non-fungible token was the first tweet that was ever made on Twitter. So I believe, what's his name? Jack Dorsey, right? He's the one who did the very first tweet on Twitter saying he was setting his Twitter account up. Now, an NFT was created of this, which is literally just like a digital image, essentially, right? It's just like, here's the image of the first tweet. You can own that as an NFT. You don't have copyright or anything to that. You just own the NFT of the tweet. It sold for $3 million, all right? Do you know the little Pop-Tart cat, the Nyan cat that flies through the scare, the meow, meow, meow? You know that thing? I'm too old for this stuff. I remember when I was shown that when I went back to school, and I was like, this is what you kids watch? Like, good Lord. Anyways, that thing, a little GIF of it, just an animated image of the cat flying through the sky, sold for like $500,000. But the person who bought that little GIF of Nyan Cat flying, it doesn't give them any special rights. They don't own Nyan Cat. They can't sit there and license out the little floating Pop-Tart cat. Like, they have none of those abilities. They literally just own something called the Non Fungible Token of Nyan Cat. And it went for like $500,000. So essentially, what Magic the Gathering NFTs will end up being, and this is just my estimation, maybe they'll come up with something crazier, but really what I expect the NFTs to be is just images of Magic cards. So you buy an NFT of this Magic card image. There'll never be another one made for it. I mean, honestly, that was when I started to think about it, and I thought of a Black Lotus NFT. My brain went, people are going to buy this. It's going to sell. Wizards of the Coast is going to make money. So what do you get if you buy the Black Lotus NFT? Just the Black Lotus NFT. You have access to an image of a Black Lotus and proof that you own it, but you don't own the idea of the Black Lotus. Like, you don't have the copyright for the card. You couldn't produce and sell the cards. It doesn't entitle you to an actual Black Lotus. It's literally just like a digital picture of a Black Lotus with a website address attached to it that's unique to you. But that's it. Like, Wizards of the Coast can't sell another Black Lotus NFT to somebody else, as far as I understand, right? There can only be one of them because it's non-fungible. But that's it. You're just getting a picture. Like, it's almost, I don't know if you guys have dealt with these, but like some companies will have these little giveaway kind of things where they go, hey, you know what? Every bottle of Coke that you buy, when you peel the little cap out on the inside, and you get Coke points, and you can spend these points to buy things. And like, they'll have low-level things where it's like every cap has 25 points. And if you go to the website, if you send in, like, if you have so many points, maybe they'll send you a hat or something like that. But then on the website, they have the screensaver, right? And they're like 25 Coke points, and you can get this screensaver, and it's like, it's just an image. I can get this image by right-clicking it and going save image. I've done that on websites where they're like, give us the points to get these. And I'm like, but I just go right-click. They didn't even put a watermark over the image. It's literally the same thing. So it's like, yeah, you can buy the bottle of Coke and you can get the points out of the top and go and get that, but I can just right-click and have it. And so NFTs, at least of digital Magic items, they feel the same way. You don't own anything special. Like, you don't get any special rights with this. You literally just own a picture, right? And I don't understand it. There's no value to it. It's not an object. Sure, they've made it singular, like, it's unique, okay? It's non-fungible, it's unique, there's only one. But there's no inherent value to it. It's not a card you can play with. It's not a piece of art you can put up on the wall. It's literally just a thing. Like, people bought the first tweet, right? So this is genuinely going to sell. Like, the Magic NFTs, and who knows, maybe they'll even try and sell moments from the Pro Tours. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but the NBA has their own NFTs where you can buy like different things that have happened in the game. Like, oh man, Shaq just slammed the ball. Boom. Oh Lord, what's that called? Slam dunk. There you go. That's how much of a sportsman I am. Anyways, so Shaq slam dunks the ball, and you can buy the non-fungible token of Shaq slamming the ball into the net. And these things sell for like $250,000. People are buying these like slam dunks or whatever, but they don't have broadcasting rights. They can't take that footage and use it for anything. They just got sold a little GIF of the slam dunk happening. And the same thing's about to happen to Magic the Gathering. And they're going to sell. Like, it's crazy to me that my initial gut reaction is that NFTs, like, it just feels like a scam, man. You know, it feels like something for mega rich people to buy and trade between each other, trying to get even more money, as opposed to like a genuine thing. I don't know how well your life has to be going and how much stuff you already have to get to the point where you're like, you know what? I live in a big house. I have more money than anybody could need, but you know what I really need? I need a GIF of like a basketball player doing a slam dunk that doesn't give me any sort of like copyright or broadcast. I just need a GIF that's really, really expensive and digital proof on the blockchain that I'm the one who owns it and nobody else has it. That's insane to me. Do you guys know Monty Python? John Cleese from Monty Python heard about this NFT concept and was just like, bro, this is like a scam. What's going on? So have you ever heard the expression, and if you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you? Well, behind that expression, essentially back in the day, there was this scammer who would sell people the Brooklyn Bridge. He would approach people and act as if he genuinely owned the Brooklyn Bridge. And he would do a financial transaction with them where he would sell them the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, obviously, it was a fraudulent setup. The guy would take the money and run. But selling people a bridge has become sort of like the byword concept for you're gullible and this is stupid. So John Cleese went ahead and he paid to have a NFT of the Brooklyn Bridge made to sell it. So he's literally made an NFT of the Brooklyn Bridge to sell as a statement on how absurd this concept is. And that's how I feel as well. Clearly, Wizards of the Coast is going to be able to mop up money with this because, let's be real, there's big money in Magic the Gathering. There are a lot of people who have a lot of money. In fact, there are some people who I can guarantee you during this video have been going, this guy doesn't know anything. What are you talking about? This is a great opportunity. If you're one of those big fat money daddies, join my Patreon. If you have money to waste on a picture, I bought the NFT of Ronald McDonald giving Grimace a burger. Take it, Grimace, take it. If you got that kind of money, then get on my Patreon. You can afford to give me some money so I can be rich to buy pointless things too. Come on, don't be stingy. Anyhow, speaking of that, let's scroll the patrons on by because clearly I've gotten into rant territory. You guys know what's coming. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about NFTs in MTG? I am out of here, my friends. I'll leave a link to a brand new Magic Lore video that just got released last night. Go and check it out. It's a good time. Thanks for coming by. See you later.